Good morning once again and welcome to Ebona, the 103.5 FM today, the 24th day of October 2024. The time is a minute past the hour of 7 this Thursday morning. It is time for newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. This morning we are going to take you through the news, making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers. But before we do that, let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines. Please stay with us. You're welcome back to newspaper headlines on Ebon at the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news, making the headlines on The Guardian, Leadership, Vanguard, Punch, Daily Post, The Nation, This Day, and if time permits, we're also going to take a look at the Nigerian Tribune newspapers. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080 65 79 65 99. I am Martin. Let's get started with the Guardian newspaper this morning. Federal government receives 350,000 applications, disburses 10 billion naira in student loan. Diphtheria killed 1,191 persons in 17 months, says Nigerian Center for Disease Control. NUC, NCDMB, others move to commercialize research and capital flight. Cautions, optimism optimism over Tinubu's reshuffled cabinet changes. Over 90% of Nigerian lands unregistered, says the federal government. Abuja motorists suffer long queues despite soaring petrol prices. Obaseki to present handover notes to Governor-elect Opebero. Ondo Assembly passes 96 billion naira 2024 supplementary budget. Rivers Police investigate disappearance of NYSC member in Ikuru town. Federal government withdraws suit against Binance employee Gambarian. NECA asks employers to uphold responsible corporate practices. Benue flood victims allege hunger, neglect as Ogun orders relocation. Alia suspends Attorney General over EFCC suit. US empowers Nigerian businesses through AGOA workshops. Flood displaced 5 million Nigerians in 10 years. Ayedatiwa, PDP, trade wars over November 16th election. Hamzat raises alarm over threat of climate change in Lagos. Customs deploys indigenous software after failure of imported platforms. FMDQ secondary market turnover dips by 10.9% in September. IYC seeks more funds for PAP. Sanwo-Olu, Mba, Ambode, others mourn Mike Dada's wife. Group trains Nasarawa women on eliminating sexual violence at mining sites. 2 killed in road crashes as authorities caution against speeding. Night travel. Residents seek urgent government intervention as collapsed bridge isolates over 50 Oyo communities. Police clear man of murder allegations as approved finds girlfriend died in auto crash. Residents seek, we've taken this. Tinubu taxed on reclaiming Bakassi from Cameroon. FCCPC rallies against food inflation, cautions against price distortion. Police Commissioner laws Lagos Task Force for upholding public order. Afenifere, DAWN, others fault Obasanjo's regionalism assertion. Ministry holds Lagos singles and married confab. Foundation raises concern over council administration bill. Partnership with Chevron will boost membership drive. Kumuyi in Enugu urges youths not to be distracted. Stability, precondition for economic cooperation, says envoy. Enugu police arrest native doctor, father over death of 26-year-old during ritual. Army avers fire disaster in Port Harcourt after tanker accident. Bill and Melinda Gates, Rotary, and others collaborate on health. NCAA blames lack of aircraft for flight disruptions in Nigeria. Taiwan, others condemn Chinese military aggression. Gavi, UNICEF, boost immunization by 30% in Northeast. MBS says 85.2% of households use estimated billing. Boko Haram's killing of 35,000 Nigerians causing food shortages. Dawn. Development Agency urges drivers to prioritize road safety security. National Association of Nigerian Students warns varsities against tuition hike. One dies in collision between motorcyclists, Dangote truck in Lagos. FCCPC warns against hoarding, price distortion in market. FCCPC warns against hoarding, price distortion in markets. Ogun urges residents of flood areas to relocate. Man, 23, gets 11 months in prison for illicit drug trafficking. Enugu police arrest native doctor. We've taken this. Troops avert fire outbreak in Port Harcourt. Alleged adultery. Complainant claims government interference for Jigawa commissioner. Woman, 35, arraigned over alleged POS fraud. Niger Delta Development Commission not scrapped, says Regional Development Minister. Man seeking fortification ahead travel abroad dies in herbalist house. Hardship, experts tax youth on resilience, entrepreneurship. Man accused of killing girlfriend exonerated by FCT police. Police arrest cultists negotiating AK-47 Porsches to lead Vikings confraternity. Police arrest 3 with human pass in Lagos. Principal beheaded as cult war rages in Akwa Ibom. International IDEA, European Union seek accessibility for people with disabilities in criminal justice. Lagos government meets Impori residents over demolition of distressed buildings. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps assures Anambra residents of safety amid IPOB sit-at-home order. That's the most we can take from the Guardian newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from the Guardian newspaper, we'll flip over to Leadership newspaper. Federal government drops charges against a Binance executive. FCCPC blames hoarders for food inflation scarcity, exploiting the advantages from the shift of fossil fuel dominance. Benue governor suspends justice commissioner over suit against EFCC. Settle, dismissed officers. Senate tells Navy. Bandits and government arms. Wimbees empowers young girls in Abuja. How economic pressure is shaping mental health in Nigerian families. NABG validates NIAA to boost Nigerian agribusiness food security. Federal government approves of £443.3 million. $141 million for fighter aircraft ammunition. Cabinet reshuffle. At last, Tinubu wields the big stick, sacks 5 ministers. Federal government drops charges against Binance executive. Still on the stories making the headlines on the leadership newspaper this morning. Ondo 2024. Makinde replies Ganduje, says PDP will shock APC. Ayedatiwa, ex-beauty queen, digital systems engineer, others meet Tinubu's 7 new ministers. With 600 courses, ASMAC moves to boost Nigeria's competitiveness. CBN to launch BVM platform for Nigerians in diaspora. Kadoso, 15 victims of human trafficking rescued in Kano. Emir Sanusi II to turban first son as Siroman, Kano. Troops rescue 3 hostages, recover weapons in Kastina, Zamfara. Handover by merged ministries to be completed by October 30, says SGF. Inspector General of Police approves sex education, social media usage for training of police recruits. Canadian lady bags 11 years improvement of importing illicit drug into Nigeria. Still on the stories making the headlines on the leadership newspaper this morning. Still on the leadership newspaper this morning, UNN denies killing of students, says campus is safe. Governor Aliyu pardons 113 inmates in Sokoto. Flood submerges Delta community. Eno, Momo, Musawa, Ade John's fate. Unknown as Tinubu overhauls ministries. British actor Idris Elba plans relocation to tell African stories. Tinubu swears in Bello as new CCB chairman. Reps probe abandoned 11 billion naira Norman Jalingo Road project. Tinubu scraps Niger Delta Sports Ministries. We have torn PDP's umbrella into shreds in Ondo, says Ayedatiwa. Mohalo condemns killing of 11 in Anambra. Stakeholders chart new course for West Africa's clean energy future. Akwa Ibom Assembly seeks state's intervention to address shortage of health workers. Christian Association of Nigeria kicks over imposition of tax on church signposts in Aba. Federal government drops money laundering charges against Binance executive. It is time to end Gaza war, US tells Israel. Accept 740 billion naira Abuja Kaduna Kanu road project or forget it in 7 days. Umai tells Julius Berger. That's the most we can take from the leadership newspaper this morning. You are listening to newspaper headlines on EBEONADI 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080-6579-6599. From the leadership newspaper, we'll flip over to the Vanguard newspaper. Economic reforms. Insurance sector has ruled to de-risk economy. NIA. Don't waste your votes on PDP. Ayedatiwa tells voters. Ondo Guba, Makinde leads PDP campaign train. Cabinet, Rejik. Tinubu sacks 6, appoints 7 ministers. Obasanjo, Danjuma decried dwindling quality of leadership in Nigeria. Ondo, court remands SS3 student for alleged murder of colleague. MOUN condemns police officer's death in Lagos mob attack. Oyetola Adeleke, tango over Oshun's bridge polity. Tinubu scraps ministries of Niger Delta sports. Osoba explains why presidents and governors don't support their deputies' succession bids. Ondo Guba, don't waste your votes. PDP is dead. Ayedatiwa. Edo, APC Transition Committee raising false alarm over documents. Government. Court jails Canadian national 11 years for importing illicit drugs into Nigeria. Tinubu sacks 6 ministers, nominates Bianca Ojukwu, 6 others. Bobrisky falls ill in police custody, rushed to hospital. 5 African countries that retained their colonial names. Electricity, 85.2% of Nigerian households on estimated billing, MBS. Alleged murder of girl by boyfriend, investigation ongoing. Police on ending grid collapse threaten survival of businesses. OPS on ending grid collapses threaten survival of businesses. OPS. Japa man dies during fortification ritual in Enugu grave. That's the much we can take from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from the Vanguard newspaper, will flip over to the Punch newspaper. Rivers crisis. Ogoni in diaspora urges Tinubu to intervene. Cautions Wike. Abiodun pledges stronger ties with retirees. Lagos sinking due to climate change. Governor warns. Experts lament cost of diabetes drugs. Demand medicines subsidy fund. Afrima boss wife for burial today. Adeboye, Orisa Jafo, Ombude to attend Edo Summit. Binance prosecution continues as court frees executive on health grounds. Labour applauds KB Apaibon for 75,000 naira, 80,000 naira minimum wage. 12 states delay 30,000 naira minimum wage for teachers. A report. Jigawa explosion. FRSC enforces safety checks on tankers at loading. Government provides financial aid to people with disability caregivers. Lagos holds 9-day International Festival of Arts. Southwest governors plan harmonize regional agri calendar, irrigation, infrastructure. Benue governor suspends AG for joining suit challenging EFCC legality. Adeleke urges Christian leaders to champion good governance. Reflect on life's journey at 70. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Punch newspaper this morning. Reflect on life's journey at 70. Niger Delta Development Commission chair urges ex-governor Udwanga. Cross River begs federal government to reconstruct deployable Calabar Uyo Highway. Rivers Commissioner, non-governmental organization, advocates women empowerment. Delta Monarch orders Lord NEPL Seplat for boosting education in host communities. Group backs Rivers governor, supports post-election violence probe. Rivers Varsity prioritize entrepreneurship education to drive self-reliance. Niger Delta elder statesman urges Labour to resist political manipulation over for prize. Delta community inaugurates verification panel to safeguard community land. Scouts crisis. South-South leader urges adherence to WOS